Good afternoon. I call this meeting of the Michigan Public Service Commission to order on November 8th at 1:30 p.m. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Chairman Talbert,
Present?
Commissioner Sari,
Present.
Commissioner Eubanks.
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. All right, before we start with our approval of the agenda, I just want to make a notification that we're rolling out our audiovisual equipment today. So the commission meetings, starting with this one, will be live streamed and also recorded where you can watch the video recordings. The goal of this upgrade was to improve transparency in the commission's operations and decision making, and also to improve the sound quality and presentation equipment to facilitate meetings, whether that's with outside stakeholders or the public. The remote access will allow us to have people participate in webinars or meetings remotely, avoiding the expense of travel, and also increasing access if we want to work with an outside expert from a different state to be able to have them participate directly in our meetings. So we're really delighted with the rollout of the new system, and this is our trial run, so to speak. And I just want to acknowledge the role of the administration section here at the Public Service Commission and their efforts to bring this about. All right, and with that, we have item number 1, approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The agenda is approved. Item number 2, we have approval of the minutes of the regular commission meeting of October 24th, 2018.
I move approval of the minutes of the regular commission meeting of October 24th, 2018.
Second the approval of the minutes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The meeting minutes are approved. Next up, item 3, we have approval of orders on the consent agenda. And today the commission is assisted by Leah Arndt and staff.
Good afternoon. Today's consent agenda consists of 2 communications matters, 5 electric matters, and 1 gas matter that are listed under item 3 of today's agenda. The proposed orders for each of these matters have been thoroughly vetted by the Commission's technical and legal staff and are ready for your approval.
Madam Chair, I move approval of all orders listed on today's consent agenda.
Second the approval of the orders on the consent agenda.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The orders are approved.
Item 4A1 is case number U-20192, which involves a complaint filed by Richard Mayer against DTE Energy Company. The order before you dismisses the complaint with prejudice.
Madam Chair, I move approval of the order U-20192.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The order is approved.
Item 4A2 is case number U-20282, which involves an application by Indiana-Michigan Power Company requesting approval of a new tariff for residential plug-in electric vehicles and modification of an existing tariff. The order before you approves the new tariff, Tariff RS-PEV, and the modifications to Tariff RS-OPES/PEV.
Madam Chair, I move approval of order U-20282.
Second.
And before we vote on this, I want to acknowledge Commissioner Sari and some remarks he wanted to make.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Commission acknowledges the innovation shown by the Indiana and Michigan Electric Company to initiate programs addressing the technical roadblocks faced by electric vehicle owners who want to utilize at-home charging stations. The I&M proposal supports the Commission's commitment to work with utilities offering pilot programs that address the 4 Commission EV guidelines: public education, impact on the grid, pricing, and infrastructure location. Installing a submeter to measure EV electric charging usage on the residential electric meter will provide valuable information on future development of charging protocols. This proposal is significantly more innovative than the utility fixation requiring a second meter installed at your home to measure only the electricity used to charge the EV batteries. The information gained by I&M will provide valuable insight into an EV customer's decision on when and where vehicle charging should occur. The Commission looks forward to evaluating the results of this proposal and other innovative options in the transition to more widespread adoption of transportation electrification. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, and thank you for your leadership on this important topic. It's really moved the ball forward here in Michigan and around the country, the discussions. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The order is approved.
Item 4A3 is case number U-20344, which involves a matter on the Commission's own motion to open this docket for the purpose of initiating a stakeholder process to explore options for new rules for electric interconnection, defining a legally enforceable obligation under the Public Utility Regulatory Policies Act of 1978, distributed generation and legacy net metering rules, along with a formal rulemaking in accordance with the Administrative Procedures Act. Staff member Julie Baldwin is here to describe this order.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioners. Today's order initiates the formal kickoff of the stakeholder process to consider updating and/or developing new rules in 3 areas: electric utility interconnection, the distributed generation program and legacy net metering, and defining a legally enforceable obligation under the Public Utility Regulatory Policies Act, also known as PURPA. The MPSC's interconnection rules were last updated in 2009. In the nearly 10 years since that time, the energy landscape of Michigan has undergone significant changes. Michigan's utilities have gained experience working with renewable energy. There is increased interest in larger distributed generation projects under PURPA, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers recently updated technical standards for interconnection. And lastly, awareness that there may be a need for rules to address energy storage and microgrids. The interconnection rules stakeholder process will be led by me and Electric Operations Section Engineer Nicholas Evans. Public Acts 341 and 342 of 2016 included a new distributed generation program to replace the net metering program. Existing net metering program participants are grandfathered in the program for 10 years. New participants may take service under the legacy net metering program until the new distributed generation program is approved by the Commission for their utility. Renewable Energy Section Staffer Jesse Harlow will be leading the distributed generation program and legacy net metering program stakeholder rulemaking process. Under PURPA, utilities have an obligation to purchase power from non-utility generators under certain conditions. PURPA gives the Commission authority to establish criteria for defining a legally enforceable obligation between a rate-regulated utility and the non-utility generator. The Commission recently received public comments on establishing a legally enforceable obligation in comment case number U-20095. In an October 5th, 2018 order in that case, and also in today's order, the Commission is directing staff to lead stakeholder discussions and to consider rules regarding the definition of a legally enforceable obligation. Renewable Energy Section Staffer Meredith Hidala will be leading the stakeholder rulemaking process for this effort. The interconnection stakeholder process will begin in early December with monthly meetings. The distributed generation program and legacy net metering program and legally enforceable obligation stakeholder processes will begin in early 2019. Staff will utilize the input of stakeholders to develop rule sets in each of the above areas by the conclusion of the stakeholder process in August of 2019. At that time, the formal rulemaking process will begin. Detailed information, including this presentation, will be made available on the Commission's website. Meeting information will be provided through email listservs and also in this docket. Interested people can sign up for the listservs by going to the Commission's website. All meetings will include call-in and webinar access. We are excited about leading the stakeholder process and beginning the development of new rules.
Thank you. I appreciate the presentation too. It tests out the new system. I just want to say before we go to motions that this approach with engaging stakeholders I think is really important on a topic that has significant policy and technical implications, and I support the work that you all are doing. I appreciate you bringing it forward to the Commission to undertake this effort, and I think in the end the goal is to have a foundation and clarity for ensuring grid access is done in whether that's new generation, energy storage, or microgrids or other technologies. It's done in a timely manner and it's done reliably. And so I look forward to the updates in terms of the discussions with the stakeholders and how the Commission can assist the staff effort as you formulate a draft rule set for us to take up in a more formal basis. So thank you. With that, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I move approval of Order U-20344.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The order is approved. Thank you.
Item 4B1 is case number U-20198, which involves applications for leave to appeal filed by Consumers Energy Company and 22 landowners. The order before you grants the applications for leave to appeal, but denies the requested relief.
Madam Chair, I move approval of Order U-20198.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The order is approved. Great. Next up, we have time reserved on the agenda under item 5 for public comments. Anyone seeking to address the Commission, please come forward to the front. No? All right. And just a reminder, this aspect would also be recorded, so we'll make a point of that going forward as we do public comment. We have a few announcements. First of all, we've got our next Commission meeting Wednesday, November 21st at 10:30 a.m. And a couple other items. First of all, Veterans Day is on Monday, and we want to acknowledge recognition of the dedication of veterans in our country. Those have sacrificed freedom, their lives and other commitments to defend freedom in our country. And we have several veterans here at the Public Service Commission, also spouses of veterans, and appreciate all of their hard work and dedication to serve our country, including Commissioner Sari. So thank you for your service. Next, Commissioner Eubanks has advanced in her leadership of the Organization of PJM States, better known as OPSI, having recently been elected as Vice President of the organization. Her involvement helps ensure Michigan's voice is represented at the regional and national levels on important wholesale electricity market issues and across the PJM region. There's billions of dollars at stake. I think it's 65 million customers. It's a small part of the state of Michigan in the southwest corner and goes east. So appreciate your leadership in that organization and representing Michigan through that process. And then last but not least, and I see someone brought tissues for this occasion. Don't know if that was a coincidence. We have a special recognition of Darrell Slaughter, who joined the Public Service Commission in 2001, and he is moving on to take a new position as staff in the Michigan Legislature, and he also is taking office as a newly elected Ingham County Commissioner. So it was a big week for Darrell, and we're still coming to terms with this, so bear with us. Commissioner Darrell has been with the MPSC since 2011. He was a student assistant throughout college, where he received a degree in public policy from Michigan State University. Go Green. Yeah. He helped just about every area of the commission and has built a connection with our staff in his time here that is unprecedented. He always approached his work with eagerness and dedication, whether that was solving, an emerging policy question or making copies when we were scrambling to prepare for a commission meeting. And we used to print out all the orders, remember those days? He's just always been there for us. And he became a departmental analyst after graduating from Michigan State and has been a committed leader assisting the commission in the coordination of the new energy laws and also serving as a liaison to Governor Snyder's team on the governor's ambitious infrastructure initiatives. Darrell also, I would say it's fair to characterize as revolutionize our internal processes for monitoring and planning commission decisions and cases and how we conduct our commission meetings. These changes have been fully institutionalized here at the commission. So that's, we were always with Darrell having to find new things for him to do and grow. We appreciate the impact that you made. I do not think we would have survived the tremendous workload in 2017 and 18 without his strong organizational and communication skills. Darrell also serves on the chair of the NARUC Staff Subcommittee for Supplier Workforce and Diversity. I could go on and on about his accomplishments, but let me say that one of Darrell's greatest strengths is his tireless commitment to public service and to the Michigan Public Service Commission, and we've been a beneficiary of his hard work and dedication. So I'll pause there. I think Mike Byrne will come up now. And Darrell, if you want to join us, yeah, come on up. Tall enough that you can have the short chair and still be at our height. Don't get too confident about this commissioner title, though.
You may want to put the Kleenex closer to Darrell.
Okay.
Okay, so is this on? Can you hear me? No?
The bottom.
How about now? There we go. We're good. Thank you. So if you've joined us in the past when we've honored, employees who are leaving us, sometimes we do, we use an appropriate document to help memorialize some of their achievements. When former commissioners have retired or attorneys have gone on to bigger and better things, we've kind of issued draft mock orders. With Angie Butcher earlier this year, we did a minute action to kind of mimic the minute actions that she would have worked on, relating to FERC intervention. And so we were trying to think of what would make a lot of sense for Darrell, and in his case, I think the perfect thing is a Gantt chart. There's a couple reasons for that. One, Darrell, as Chairman Talbert pointed out, really, helped to keep us organized during 2017 and 2018 as we tried to implement the new energy laws, to work through all the rate cases that were going on at that time. And his organization and his leadership, was memorialized in a lot of these Gantt charts that we worked on. And you've learned to love creating these things, I think. It may have helped some people up here manage their stress a little bit. But in addition, Darrell just does a lot of stuff, and in order to be able to appropriately present that, I think a Gantt chart helps to show just kind of all the different things that he's done over the years in terms of his educational and professional development. Here we go. We're up here on the screens now, so you can kind of take a look at that. His work here at the Public Service Commission, starting as a student assistant and moving all the way up to the commission office, and then all of his, political and kind of volunteer activities. I imagine this list is far from exhaustive. There's so much stuff that he's done. But over the good part of the last decade, he's been active in numerous organizations advocating for public health, justice, civil rights, and improved communications with law enforcement. He's also managed successful campaigns, served on boards, and is a graduate of the well-respected Michigan Political Leadership Program. So most people would not be able to keep up with Darrell. As he says, he is everywhere. Multiple jobs, internships, and volunteer activities all at the same time. And again, while this is helpful to memorialize a lot of the stuff that he's done, I think these Gantt charts are helpful to look into the future as well. And I know Darrell has a bright future ahead of him. Not clear exactly what that might mean, higher political office, maybe taking that amateur boxing and turning it into something more professional. He's caught the acting bug. He was an extra on the show Detroiters, but I don't think they ever put it into the. They cut him out, and they're gonna regret having done that.
It was a cameo appearance.
Cameo appearance. The dude is also a pretty amazing karaoke singer as well. So maybe there's a way to incorporate that. But we just want to, I want to echo other comments. Darrell is amazing. Look forward to seeing, great things ahead for you. And I think I'll turn it over to Ryan LaRue, who's going to go through and share some more staff tribute.
Darrell, I want to kind of address you on behalf of staff and
Hold it up higher.
We're all getting used to the new equipment.
I think we're going to get it. We got enough. Can you guys hear me now?
There we go.
All right, Darrell, first and foremost, on behalf of the MPSC staff, congrats on your election to the seat of County Commissioner. It was a long journey to get to where you are today, with much of that journey playing out right here at the MPSC. Although myself and the rest of the staff are incredibly proud of your accomplishments, we realize that the consequence of your success is that you must move on to future endeavors. Being hired only 6 months apart from one another, me and you have developed in this industry side by side. From the Smart Grid Collaborative to the Governor's 21st Century Infrastructure Commission, over the last 7.5 years, we have rolled up our sleeves next to each other daily to improve the lives of citizens here in Michigan. Given the choice, I would have picked nobody else to be by my side during this time. I'm pretty sure most of the people in this room probably share that sentiment. However, what I truly admire about you is not what you do daily, but what you do nightly after I've retreated to the comfort of my own home. As I put on my pajamas after a hard day's work, you're actively changing from your dress shoes to your work boots and getting out to serve your community. Hours upon hours of volunteering and commitment to improving the lives of your local community have taken up your free time since I've known you. Your selflessness and passion for your work is unmatched in anyone I've ever had the pleasure of knowing or working with. While we will miss that work ethic here at the Commission, I'm excited to see what you can bring to Lansing in your new leadership role. With that, I want to thank you for letting us be a part of your journey, and although I am the one up here speaking today, we've put together a PowerPoint so others could wish you well and give you some words of advice for your future. Thank you.
Apparently that's something you're known for. So I think we can.
Click them through.
Yeah.
There we go.
There was a question of automated versus manual, and I think.
And I thought 40 seconds was so I sat up here for 40 seconds.
So that you got to come back. That's the message there. It can be in DC, it can be. Commissioners Sari and Eubanks, add anything?
I would just say that our measurement of success at the commission so many times is the orders that were adopted or the collaboration or coalitions formed. But the real measure of success is the relationships that people have with one another. And the fact that we've all learned from you, Darrell, and I hope you've learned from us, and I hope you understand that that's not a commitment that ends with your tenure ending here at the commission. We expect that you're going to bring forward to the legislature much of what you brought forward here and is sorely lacking in the legislature, and the frustrations that all of us have had with government not wanting to just get along to get things done. The fact that there is a sense of collaboration and comity out here, and there is the sense that people can work together with disagreeing on one another's points of view, but finding that consensus. You're the one who has to take that message forward, Darrell, in the county commission, in the state legislature, perhaps even beyond the state legislature. But know that all of us have had a relationship with you that was based on, you're just a heck of a guy. You know, you're someone who came into this opportunity to do your best. And when you can leave and say, you know, I did what I wanted to do. I got the things done that I wanted to do. And all of us have that same feeling about you, Darrell, that you came here to be with us, and you're with us right through the end. And we all are better people on account of your presence out here. Thank you, Darrell.
And so many beautiful things have been said that I would love to echo, but one of our unique things that you and I shared was really our dedication and passion for issues related to inclusion and diversity. And in fact, you were really involved in these organizations before I was, and you really led me to the places where I needed to be to make a difference and to advance those type of issues going forward. So I am very grateful for that. Thank you for that. And I am sure that you will continue to take that passion with you as you move forward to your next step up in your career path. So thank you very much.
I'll just briefly.
Okay.
I don't need two mics. I
Okay.
think one mic is enough. Well, I'll just say thank you all. Working at the commission has been one of the greatest honors of my life. To work with such a professional organization with such great commissioners and staff. Some of my best friends are here. This agency, I think, is a real model for what public service should look like, and making sure that everything you do is on behalf of the people of Michigan. And I think this is a great model for what other agencies can learn from and become. And so I am so honored that I had a time, to learn and grow here and become the professional that I've become. And this is not the last time I'll be here. I'm just going to go down, a couple miles down the road. But it's been wonderful working with so many great people, and I'll cherish my time here forever. And yeah, thank you for letting me be part of this. I really appreciate it. So, and this is amazing. I was not expecting anything like this.
Well, you're not going to get a gold watch. Okay, so.
It was a bit of a struggle because we didn't have you.
Yeah, to do it, right.
I could have did no. But no, I really appreciate everybody, and I look forward to coming back and seeing how things are going here. And yeah, thank you for letting me be part of this. So.
Darrell, I feel like you're part of the fabric of the Michigan Public Service Commission, and and it feels like there's this like thread being pulled, but I feel like what you've done to strengthen it, like we'll survive, we'll move on, but it really, the impact that you made on our culture and the way you interact with people is really a gift, and we just value your friendship, your leadership. We look forward to, on there's some goals, we're gonna do check-ins from time to time, and, all the way up to potential governor of the state, and you've got tremendous potential. Don't ever
Put a lot on me.
forget. Or commissioner, the Eagles song, you could come back to the commission in different ways, so we look forward to watching you as you advance your career. We're delighted by the opportunities that you have ahead and your bright future, and just really appreciate your involvement and how you looked out for us here at the Public Service Commission. So congratulations and good luck. All right. Okay, so again, our next commission meeting is Wednesday, November 21st at 10:30 a.m. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Oh, yeah.